which is from Councillor Matthews, our portfolio holder for Environment and Climate Change, who will make an oral report of 5 minutes.
Last time I reported to Council, I informed members of a joint bid with North Norfolk District Council to DEFRA for £36 million to undertake a pilot study on coastal adaptation over a 5-year period. Today, I'd like to inform members about another bid this council has made, this time as lead authority, to undertake a pilot to decarbonise streetlights. And if I have time, Chairman, to give an update on winter maintenance. We have just adopted our climate change strategy, and influencing others, organisations, both within and outside the East Riding, to reduce carbon emissions is one of the objectives within the strategy. Similar to coastal adaptation, our officers have put a bid together to the Department of Transport for £5 million to undertake a pilot study called Live Lab to examine how the nation can decarbonise streetlights. This also includes lit road signs and bollards, which can account for 20% of the total energy used. Nationally, there are 7.2 million streetlights consuming £1 billion worth of energy. Every year, the UK spends £2 billion replacing 180,000 street lighting columns and spends another 500 million on repairs and replacement of lanterns. This, Chairman, equates to 500,000 tonnes of energy carbon and 500,000 tonnes of steel. In total, the nation spends £3.5 billion per annum, and we believe that this pilot could make up to 15% savings on that amount. However, having to comply with the current national standards prevents us from achieving this. The pilot is based on real-life trials, which will review the current standards and develop new guidelines to be adopted nationally, with an ambition to change British codes of practice. So, if our bid is successful, how does this work? Our Live Lab programme will examine streetlights on the road and road signs on the A1079 between Hull and York, and will of course include working with both Hull and York street lighting teams to design and implement trial areas consisting of new layouts for streetlights, road signs and road markings. Other partners will include Department of Infrastructure Northern Ireland, Cambridgeshire County Council Highways, Derbyshire County Council, Lancashire County Council, Westminster City Council and Sheffield University. This will ensure that the pilot, Live Lab, will bring together a careful mix of councils working with commercial partners and academia to provide a rigour and fresh insight into issues and opportunities. From experience with other carbon reduction schemes that this council has already implemented, and as an in-house DLO service, our officers and engineers can and do work across the supply chain. And this Live Lab with our partners will connect our experience with expertise across the UK and the wider service providers. Chairman, I can't stress the importance of this significant piece of work enough. The UK's 7.2 million street lighting columns has created a replacement cost legacy exceeding £7 billion. With a design lifespan of 40 years, on average, 180,000 columns need replacing annually. Although energy consumption has improved from 2.6 gigawatts per hour to 1.8 gigawatt hours, there is much more we can do. Street lighting is a major contributor to highway sector CO2 emissions of 500,000 tonnes per year. LEDs have been the only real element of decarbonisation, but we need to look further. And I don't think I've got time, Chairman, unless you give me an extension to cover winter.